at 6. The hunt is on. Hundreds take to the woods, braving the wind and cold in search of that trophy buck. Plus, Charlie Sakaitis is in Washington, D.C. with a preview ahead of tomorrow night's game against the Redskins. And the annual holiday parade in Green Bay today. We have all the fun festivities as Titletown gears up for the holiday season. Happening now, the gun deer season is underway. Hunters across the state are sporting their blaze orange and waiting in deer stands for that trophy buck. NBC 26's Marissa DiCandido talked with some about what they saw out there today, and she joins us live at 6 with more. Marissa?
Well, Raquel, we had a pretty big weather change from yesterday to today, and that received some mixed reviews from hunters I spoke with. But overall, many said the snow and cold were just what they hoped for on opening day.
It doesn't get much better than this on opening day.
This one here is probably one of the biggest ones I've shot.
Chris Heike bagging this buck near Wrightstown.
11:30, this one came by with a couple others and took a shot and got it.
Nearby at Rocky Top Tavern, not everyone was having as much luck.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to get any deer just yet, but we're heading back out to give it a try.
Just seeing a bunch of does. That was it.
And for this deer registration station,
it's taken a big chunk out of the business.
They're not as busy as years past.
Online registration is taken away from the camaraderie of the tradition.
Owner Connie Leon says she's seen fewer hunters coming here to talk and admire the deer since online registration started last year.
It gets the people together. People that can't or don't hunt anymore, they at least get to be a part of it.
But the DNR says online registration makes it easier for hunters. And before they worry about registering their deer, hunters need to find their trophy buck.
Hopefully it changes tonight. It's a little slower during the day right now, but it should change tonight. See if we can get the big one.
Keeping Wisconsin's rich hunting tradition alive.
You can still register your deer at a deer registration station if you choose not to do so online. For a list of those stations, find this story on our website, NBC26.com. Keeping you connected, Marissa DiCandido, NBC 26.
Well, thanks, Marissa. Now, the DNR is also reminding hunters of a change in deer tagging this year. Instead of the green plastic type tags hunters are used to, they're now using paper tags, which you can pick up when you get your license or print them off from home. Because the tags are less durable, hunters need to cover them with protection when putting them on the deer. Tags need to be filled out as soon as the deer is shot. They can then stay in your pocket as long as you're with that deer, and as soon as you leave, the tag needs to be on that deer. 12 high school students, 6 from Appleton and 6 from Milwaukee, taking part in a discussion on gun violence today. The goal of the panel is to create a better understanding on how gun violence affects Wisconsin's youth.
Yeah, I think coming together, especially as young people, it kind of gives us perspective on, maybe we live in different areas, we have different experiences with this, but when we come together, we all kind of share that same goal of we want to diminish kind of the gun violence in our worlds, and it affects everyone, even though it is different.
The meeting is a continuation of an almost year-long discussion on encouraging state senators to engage in the conversation on gun violence.
Well, we not only had our first snow of the season today, but we also ended an over three-week stretch of temperatures above average here in northeast Wisconsin. And yeah, big difference out there today. This evening, going to be awfully cold if you're going to be heading out and about. Temperatures are in the upper 20s to lower 30s. Still seeing mostly cloudy skies and very gusty winds out there. Gusts still over 30 miles per hour this hour, and wind chills are down into the teens, even single digits up in Anago. Your evening planner, temperatures will tumble. We'll also see some clearing. We'll talk more about your forecast for tomorrow if you're going to be heading out hunting coming up in just a bit. Raquel?
A power outage in Kiel left the entire city in the dark this morning. The power went out around 7 o'clock this morning and wasn't restored until around 11. Kiel police say the problem was a result of a relay, otherwise known as a circuit, that opens and closes. That went out at a substation. Kiel City Hall was opened as a warming shelter while crews worked to restore that power. A barn fire in the town of New Franken requires several crews to get it under control. The fire started just before 9 o'clock last night off of Church Road. The building was completely engulfed when crews arrived, but with the help of Green Bay and New Franken and Bellevue fire departments, they were able to get the flames under control. The building that was being used as an art studio is a complete loss. The Packers haven't won in a month, but they look to get back on track tomorrow night on Sunday Night Football right here on NBC 26. For a preview, we go to Washington, D.C., where Charlie Sakaitis has the latest. Charlie?
Raquel, after last week when the Packers were beaten in Tennessee, there was plenty of hyperbolic consternation surrounding the team. A lot of woe is me from fans and critics coming from the media, but Coach Mike McCarthy brushed that aside as an overreaction.
I'm a highly successful NFL head coach, so with that, I've never looked at the ride to this point as smooth, and to me, it's always bumpy.
A few days later, Aaron Rodgers jumped into the fray, defending Mike McCarthy from those same comments and articles.
I think it's ridiculous. I think people don't understand how difficult it is to win in this league and win consistently. They're not in the media rooms. They're not in the practice environments. They don't know what's going on. They don't know the type of work ethic that we have here and that Mike has here.
All of that is true, and if the Packers can get a win here tomorrow, they would be 5-5, and that would answer a lot of the questions coming from this team. But fans, they're a bit along the lines of, don't tell me about the labor pains, show me the baby. They want the win, they need it now, and if they don't get that victory, we're going to have a lot more conversations, and we're going to probably hear a lot more of those fiery quotes from Coach McCarthy. From Washington, D.C., I'm Charlie Sakaitis for NBC 26.
Well, students at a Texas high school in trouble tonight after acting out a skit depicting the assassination of President-elect Donald Trump. The students prepared the skit as part of a Shakespeare lesson, and the teacher, a former Educator of the Year award winner, reprimanded those students right away.
The teacher was as surprised as anyone else in the room seeing this for the first time. And when she did, she took the appropriate action. She stopped the boys. She explained to them that was not appropriate.
The district spokesman says they decided nothing more needs to be done with those students at this time. Donald Trump's team is setting up in suburban New Jersey this weekend so the president-elect can hold meetings, including one with a very high-profile critic. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell has that story.
The motorcade pulled in to what may soon be known as the Jersey White House, Donald Trump's weekend home at his Bedminster Golf Resort to work on transition plans. Today's big meeting could be awkward.
Here's what I know. Donald Trump is a phony. A fraud.
8 months ago, Mitt Romney led the charge against Trump's candidacy with a withering takedown. Their relationship, that once included Trump's endorsement of Romney in 2012, had unraveled.
Mitt Romney choked, pure and simple. He choked like a dog.
But today, Trump will host Romney for a private fence-mending meeting. Romney may have opened the door with a congratulatory tweet of best wishes. Advisors say this meeting is more about sharing ideas than a cabinet job interview. Friday, the president-elect filled 3 key positions: Attorney General, Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions, Trump loyalist, immigration hardliner. Trump advisors defended the pick, citing praise from fellow senators who would need to confirm Sessions. 30 years ago, Sessions was blocked from becoming a federal judge after he was accused by colleagues of making racially charged comments. Sessions denied that. Trump also turned to Congress for his CIA director, Kansas Congressman Mike Pompeo, who was on the Benghazi committee. And for National Security Advisor, Trump went with another campaign confidant, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. Meanwhile, Vice President-elect Mike Pence enjoyed some downtime Friday evening, taking in Hamilton on Broadway. His arrival getting some very mixed reviews.
Meanwhile, President Obama is in South America this weekend. He's attending the Asia-Pacific Economic Summit. Air Force One landed in Peru last night. Now, this will be the last stop on his final foreign tour as president. Today, he'll meet with the presidents of Peru and China, as well as other leaders, to talk about global issues. Well, still ahead on NBC 26, Thanksgiving is less than 1 week away, and one area turkey farm is feeling the final push ahead of Turkey Day. But first, today feeling much different than what we're used to. It appears Old Man Winter has moved in. Your forecast is up next.